This is tutorial 2-3 in the GIS tutorial textbook, and I'm on page 103. It says to open tutorial 3-2 from the maps folder. I've already done that, and for some reason I have a problem. There is no map. There's some information over here, so obviously somebody created a map, but it's not finding the data file for the layer. That little red exclamation mark tells me that. So I'm going to have to go find it, and if that happens to you, you're going to have to go find it too. So let's right click on this and go to Properties, and then we want to go to the Source tab, and it says that the database is the United States.gdb, which we've used before, and the feature class is US States. That's the name of the layer. So let's go look at Set Data Source, and it's pointing right at it, and I'm not sure why it's not finding it, but there's US States, and click on OK, and click on OK, and hopefully we'll get a map of the states now, and we do. So it says save this, and we will do a save as, and we're going to call this tutorials 3-2 Asians. And then we'll click on save. And we want to right click on population over here and want to save it as a layer file. So let's find save as layer file, and we want to go to the chapter 3 folder of our exercises. So let's see where we are here. Let me see, I want to go to my C drive and sRepress GIST1 and go to my exercises and chapter 3 and save it as the states population. So let's go to the left of this and type in states for the name, and then it says click on save. So we'll click on save here, and now we're good for page 104. And we want to verify the layout view options. Okay, so on the menu bar, click View and Layout View. Right now we're looking at Data View. Layout View is basically what this will look like if we print it. So there, it's showing us the map on a piece of paper, and it says on the menu bar, click Customize ArcMap Options. So let's go to Customize, and we want ArcMap Options, and we want the Layout View tab, which is this one right here. And verify that our settings match those in the image on the next page. So we want Show Horizontal Guides turned on. We want Show Vertical Guides turned on. We want Show Dashed Line Around Active Data Frame turned on. We want Show turned on, and we want Guides turned on down here, and everything seems to be okay, so we can click on OK. And now we're on page 105 on the bottom half, Setup, Layout, Page Orientation, and Size. So right click any place in the white space outside the layout and click Page and Print Setup. So outside, so I'm going to right click here, and I want Page and Print Setup. If I have access to a printer, select it and desired properties, and then close any windows for setting printer properties, so I don't need to worry about that, I don't think. And in ArcMap's Page and Print Setup window, which is right here, Page and Print Setup window, select letter. For paper size, so paper size is right here, and in both the paper and page panels. Okay, so here's the paper panel and here's the page panel down here, and I want letter and you see 8.5 by 11 is an option there. Down here I want letter and 8.5 wide and 11 high, and it should match what we have on the top of page 106 now. So compare your layout with in this window with page 106, and mine seems to agree. So no, it's they have landscape. Did I miss that? They have landscape set on both of these. Okay, and now I think everything agrees with the top of page 106. So we can click on OK, and then they tell us to right click anywhere inside the layout and click the zoom whole page button. So right click there and zoom whole page button, and I didn't really see any change there, so we have the whole page right here anyway. And now we're on the bottom half of page 106. Number 1 says click at 8.5 inches on the top horizontal ruler to create a vertical blue guide at that location. So here's the 8.5, and I'm going to click on it right there, and I get a vertical blue line there. It's kind of faint on my monitor. I hope it shows up okay on the video. Do the same at 7 inches on the left vertical ruler. So there is the left vertical ruler, and there's the 7-inch mark, and now I've got a horizontal line there. Click the map to select it. So right there. And I get the handles around the outside of the map. And then right click the map and properties. So let's right click and choose properties. And click the size and position tab. So there's my size and position tab. And now number 4 says select the preserve aspect ratio checkbox, and that is already checked. And type 7.5 in the size width field, and right now that is almost 9.5, so we want 7.5, and press the tab key to get out of there. And so we'll do the tab key, and it looks like it may have automatically changed the height for us then too. Drag the map so it's upright corners at the intersection of the two guidelines. So we can click on OK here. And I want to drag the map. Now click on the map. And when I get the handles and the blue outline here, I should be able to get a 4-headed arrow and drag it up. And it actually snaps in up against those two guidelines that we drew a minute ago. And now we're on page 107, number 6. Use the zoom tools to maximize the map of the contiguous United States with its map element rectangle. So let me see, I think I want to, can I drag this down a little bit? And when I do, I'm dragging the whole thing down, I think, which I did. Okay. So I want to maximize, so I think I'm just going to have to try and, if I zoom around this, will that do it? You know, it looks like it's a little bit high for me, and now it's off a little bit. It seems like every time I do that. Let's zoom out a little bit. And right now, I didn't mean to do that. Let me zoom back in. I'm sorry, zoom out again. Zoom out again. And let's zoom out one more time. Okay, now I've got the whole thing here. Now I'm going to try my zoom tool again, and I got to make sure I start over here a little further left this time because I didn't get all of California last time. So now if I drag the mouse around that, then it should zoom in and have that pretty much fill my box. Now I got to remember to not to turn off my zoom tool and go back to my select tool here, and now it looks pretty good. It should match pretty much what we see on the top half of page 107. And now we're going to insert a title. So we're going to go to insert up here, and I think most of the next few things we're going to do is going to be on this menu. And I want to insert a title, and there's my title, and I want to double click it so that I can edit it. And I want Asian population 2010 for the text. And then number 3 says click change symbol, and for the size I want 22, so this is a title, we probably want it to be a little bigger, and I'm going to click on the B for bold, and then we're going to click on OK twice, and this should change. There we go, Asian population 2010, and center the title over the map. So I'm going to, I don't know if there's an official way to center it, so I'm just going to eyeball it, and that looks pretty good. Now we want to insert a legend. Click the horizontal ruler at 10.5 inches, so that would be right here, the horizontal ruler, and create a new vertical guideline. Click the vertical ruler at 1.5, so here is 1.5 on the vertical, and click insert legend. So let's go to insert and legend, and click click next 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then click finish. Okay, so we want to drag the legend so that its right side snaps. So we've got a 4-headed arrow here, so we can click and drag. We want its right side to snap to the 10.5 inch vertical guide, and the bottom to the 1.5 inch vertical guide, so it's right there. And click the horizontal ruler at 9 inches to create a new vertical ruler. So now we're going to click here, and let's try that again. So now we got another vertical line there. And number 5 on page 108, drag the top left grab handle of the legend to the right and down to make the legend smaller, and I think that's because we get this little overlap right here. So we're going to drag it down and make it smaller, and when it snaps to the 2 guidelines there, then I think we're good. Okay, and now we want to insert a scale bar. So let's go to insert and scale bar, and we want to click scale line 2, and we want to go to properties, and division units should be miles, and it is, so we don't need to do anything with that, and then click on OK and click on OK. And now we've got a scale bar, and we're going to drag that so that its top is at 1 inch, and I did not do the line for 1 inch. Let's do a line for 1 inch there, and so we'll drag that up, and it snaps to the guide, and its right side is at the 8.5 inch vertical guideline, so I got to drag this over to right there, and now we're good with that. Right click the scale bar and click zoom to selected elements, and drag the left side scale bar to the right until its width is 1,000 miles. So I want to drag this to the right, and it looks like I have to, there we go, just let go of it to see what this is. It won't happen dynamically. And then right click anywhere in the layout and click zoom to whole page. So let's zoom to whole page. And I am just about out of time for this video, so we'll stop there, and then we will finish up with tutorial 3-2 in the next video.